Man, them wicked, but me wickeder. Say it again. How you said it?
Oh, why are you trying to get me out the paint?
It's not gonna get you out the paint. You feel me?
Nah,
Like Drake already said.
it's man done wicked, but none of them wickeder than me.
Josh is gonna hear this and be like, "That's not how you say it, bro."
Bro, that's not. It's funny, man. It's not how we. It's not everything's not a joke, man.
Everything is not a joke. It's hilarious.
But welcome.
The title.
I don't know. The show we'll be talking about is kind of a joke in a way, but we'll be getting to that. Banks versus Davis. I can see we're kind of on some Crips and blood shit for some reason. He's got a blue LA hat. I got a red SF hat. So
hey, homie, you already know. In program day, you see what's up. Look at that. I'm ready for Dallas and the blue hat too, and I'm swole. Yeah, I told you. Hey, get ready. We got a week and a half left.
Holler!
If you hear me.
Again, you are the big Papa Pump, and I am the little Petey Pump of podcasts.
What do you want, Petey?
Because you'd be saying shit, and I'd be looking at how Petey Williams is like, what the fuck is he talking about?
If you have a chance, 76 chance.
Scott!
You ever heard the story about them
Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, we talked about that numerous times. Just like how where you want to go, Scott? Cracker Barrel. That was on a. I listened to that whole. That's when I had listened to Colt Cabana's on a wrestling podcast. But then that's a clip that he has animated on YouTube. That's a pretty funny one. Just like this. Well, last night, but I saw it this morning just because I was so drained last night, which is bed early. But you'd asked me to send you the Misawa clip.
Misawa.
We might have to watch a Misawa match in Dallas and probably reenact it. A couple rolling elbows, a couple tiger drivers, and then as you said, that's when men were men
back then,
and that's when wrestling was wrestling. I think your exact words are, "That's none of that flippy shit. It's clothesline, it's lariats, it's sweat." It's literally the Any Given Sunday speech. It's, you gotta claw with your fingernails. It's about living and dying. He died in the ring, crazy enough.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was dead.
I had a PWI that explained it had come out right when he had died, and it was about that, and I had no idea who he was. Mm-hmm. And then years later when I found out, I was like, oh, he's regarded as one of the best wrestlers of all time. But I was just like, whoa, wait, this guy died in the ring? Holy shit. I didn't probably say, I was like, oh, geez, Rick.
Remember Rey Mysterio body somebody?
Yeah. He's going to put that shit on me.
When he went back to Mexico, he bodied somebody.
Yeah. Fuck, who was it? Something like? Let me look up that real quick.
Yeah.
You saying he was the Alec Baldwin of wrestling?
So, them knees was cooked, so I can't really fault him for that because he tried to go for the 619.
You think they're a blunt force object?
Yo, imagine that. He used his wrinkled knees and just body somebody with your knees. I'm trying to get bodied by some woman's knees, but damn, not like that. Well, I'm trying to have her. Never mind. That's about to go real nasty. I'm about to say something, but yeah.
Yes, look at sportscasting.com. WWE star Rey Mysterio once killed someone during a wrestling match. Jesus.
Yeah. And he took 2K away from his son. Remember, he was like, I can't wait to play 2K. And he didn't even mention Dominic. He knew Dominic was a failure then.
What's the name of it? Paraguayos? No, that's a
Paraguayos.
No, I was like, that's not. Oh, it is.
It was a young dude, right?
No, what? Yeah, that's what I thought. No, I thought it was an older guy.
No, it was a young boy. He was 23. This was 2000.
Mysterio experienced tragedy this past March while wrestling in Mexico when his opponent, 35-year-old Paraguayo, suffered a fatal injury in the ring after a Mysterio dropkick.
Okay, so 35.
Paraguayo. Wow.
That's crazy, bro. And this happens often. So let me be clear to everybody that's listening, by the way.
Paraguayo Jr.
By the way, thank you for being here. The Banks versus Davis once again, even though Davis did the introduction. The subscribers are going up. So at this point,
I don't
yes,
know why.
it's divine intervention, I guess. But whoever's here, make sure you tell a friend if you enjoy this content. Usually we don't even talk wrestling just because this man talks
We do.
wrestling.
What we talk wrestling we enjoy are like crazy shit in wrestling stuff. Because in BRP, it's more like that weekend wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's why we created wrestling verse to talk old wrestling. And again, we had Banks and Cody on. It was real wild shit that used to go on when we were kids. Like that's probably why the way we are right now. I had said that I think a few weeks back. Like, I think wrestling made me the way I am. Like, shouts to Trish Stratus. She said she posted
22
like that.
years.
22 years since she debuted, and she said a lot of childhood crushes. And I'm like, to this day,
This day. Yeah, it was 2000 because she was with TNA, right? Tess and Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta.
Because like, it ain't no childhood crush, girl. It's still going. It's still going.
She looked better.
It's like forever.
No, she still looked good in the motherfucker, but back then.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. It will always talk wrestling off and on. But yeah, no, Rey Mysterio was just like, you want to see a dead body? Like, watch me drop kick this dude. And then there's like, oh, you weren't playing.
I don't know if we'll laugh at that.
No, we weren't. See, that's the thing. You and I are like, oh, we shouldn't say that because some people be in their feelings. Or listen, and I've talked about this with other people, my dad, fam, kind of like, none of this is like harmful. It's meant to like, again, be jokes. And it's, I mean, I don't know, people can take stuff too seriously. But, you know, I've had conversations about this off air. Like, you know, with you more often saying crazier shit than me and me playing the straight man, like, and back to what we're going on, being, you know, you being the Banks Heenan and me being Gorilla Davis, you know, or Davis Monsoon. Like, will you stop?
Gorilla Davis.
Or Davis Shivani. All right, lame brain.
Yeah, no, you definitely, you more so Tony Schiavone.
Yeah. Fans, I got a great man.
You definitely want Adam Cole's woman too, even though she mid.
No. I mean,
I ain't talking about how she looked. I'm talking about in the ring.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
No. How she looks, she decent. You know what I mean? I usually
and I tweet every time she does a match. Skip.
Dog, that was by far one of the worst matches I've seen, and it wasn't because of her. Like the spots ideally were fire, but it just she didn't execute. Like the whole.
Yeah, it is her. I mean, because Thunder Rosa, like I said, she had Jay Cargill's best match. Her and Mercedes Martinez had a decent match a few weeks back. I'm trying
say
to say
that name,
about...
you already know. Oh, say Jay Cargill, I turned to a wolf.
You do that pretty good.
Jay Cargill. Let me see her. Roman Reigns.
I mean, you see that she said she might be selling her ring gear finally.
I know, and I said, "Hey, I ain't got no
residue."
If y'all don't know that episode, go back to that.
Yeah, we got some good ones in the archive. Gal Gadot residues were we created that. I mean,
I hated that we had to watch the movie to get that out there.
Oh, okay, guys. Did you watch the movie you wanted to watch last week, The Adam Project?
Well, Ryan Reynolds.
God, don't you dare do that again. You try to do that every time. Ryan Reynolds, not Gosling. Don't you
put y'all
that
on
Ryan Gosling.
Anyhow, no, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet because the NCAA tournament is on right now. And I love watching the Lakers lose, even though LeBron is putting up like Hall of Fame numbers.
We'll get to that a little bit later as well. Somewhat. But yeah, I tweeted this and I like saw the University of San Francisco was in the tournament. I'm like, I don't think they've made the tournament since Bill Russell was fucking there. Like, I'm like, is this 1955? Like,
something like it. We just got technology now.
Apparently, they had one of the most entertaining games I saw against Murray State, which is John Morant's alma mater. Chuck Taylor's as well, funny enough.
Yeah. No, Murray State is always in the tournament. Somehow they slip in there.
That's the whole point of March Madness. I just kind of talk about it with someone I work with. It's like upsets happen more now because like it's almost a level playing field. Because guys want to stay. Again, like it was so weird for Ben Simmons to go to LSU, but there are reasons for that. But now with the NIL, you can go wherever you want and get paid. You don't have to worry about taking the bag to go be the fourth best guy in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. You can go anywhere and be a star now. Like you just said, Murray State. I don't even know where the fuck Murray State at. But John Morant.
It's in Kentucky, I believe. That's why Chuck Taylor's went there because he.
That's unfortunate if you went to any school, even if you went to Kentucky, the university, the main one.
Oh, come
University.
on, don't do it. And
What's in Kentucky?
He went to Western Kentucky.
It don't give. What's in Kentucky?
Basketball.
Besides that nasty ass chicken.
Moonshine.
We can get that probably in Texas.
No, sir. No. Ooh, no.
Yeah, but you know the Kennedys, they was bootlegging. I don't know if they bootlegging out of Texas. I don't know where they
Not
from.
there,
originally.
no. Probably in
Where are the Kennedys from?
New England. Well, I mean, they lived on INA support once they got money after being bootleggers, because that was the whole myth about
Oh yeah, about
Kennedy,
them being cursed.
Well, no, about the senior Kennedy being, a self-made man and then trying to create this ideal image of a American family that had Irish ancestry, which was the whole way the term lace curtain was invented, kind of like a slight at Irish people that are, I think it's a way of calling Irish people bougie in a way, because that's what he says. That's what Mark Wahlberg calls Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed in that opening scene. He's like, "Why is a lace curtain motherfucker like you trying out for the Stadies?" Like,
do you want to watch The Departed for a watch along?
The Departed is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, there was a ritual on my birthday where I'd watched Departed, like, I think 3-4 straight years watching on my birthday. I mean, we'll talk the Oscars next week. We were supposed to do it this week, but it kind of works better for next week, being it'll be Oscar Sunday when we'll be televising right before the show with a very special guest who will provide expertise. But that's what it got Scorsese his Best Picture and Best Director Oscar finally, because he didn't get it for Goodfellas, Raging Bull, or Casino, which again are 3 of the greatest films ever. But yeah, I mean, we might have to do a Boston marathon and move. That's our next journey after Wrestling Verse. It's Boston movies with Big Mike, and we can do The Town, The Boondock Saints.
How about no? I told Big Mike what we need to watch. We gonna make you watch.
How about no?
I'm not watching that shit. You crazy Irish bastard. I'm not watching that
I've
shit.
seen Enter the Dragon. Come on.
But we gonna watch some other Bruce Lee, Game of Death. Because last night, shouts out to.
He had sent me the video and I saw you posted. I'm like, did he send that shit to you or did you send it to him and he sent it to me? Because I'm like, there's a chain reaction going on.
The Rookie of the Year sent me that. By far the Rookie of the Year. How the fuck Davis better than most podcasters? And he ain't even professional podcaster.
You mean my dad?
Yeah.
You said Davis. You mean my dad?
I'm tripping. How is your father better than most professional podcasters, quote unquote?
Because I think the reason that I work so well with you and BRP, not to like pat myself on the back,
you should.
But he and I would just have these conversations while I was growing up. Like I said, it a lot more often than not, it was the same conversation. That's why you and I kind of have the chemistry redo of like forearm, duck 2, clothesline, and then get back up, arm drag. Like the chemistry, it's got a lot of these same conversations. And but yeah, I mean, like we were talking about the Batman right after we were seeing, and we just kind of said we're gonna run that episode back. We had finally talked about the Batman after a year and a half of waiting to with my dad and fam. Shouts to fam. Check out Where's Buffy every single Friday night on YouTube.
Classic episode Friday, by the way. If y'all didn't see it.
Shouts to Diz. I don't know what we'd ever. I mean, we should invite them on, but I don't know what we would talk about because every time I tune in, I was like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
No, they do. I know Diz. You can ask fam. If I'm not mistaken, I've heard him talk about like last year he was talking about Loki. So he big into like the Marvel shit.
Oh, and I'm just saying, like every time they're always talking about something, I'm like, I don't even know what this means. Like, huh?
Well, no, the rap shit, you would have to leave that to us, and we probably wouldn't get deep into it just because you don't know about, you know what I mean? You don't know about RZA, you don't know about Jizza, you don't know about the Hellwind staffs, you don't know about Liquid Swords. So that's not no fault to you. But
I've been around these dudes. Once, I don't remember, but I mean, I listened to, because you had spied on my Apple Music since you follow me. I was listening to Only Built for the Cuban Links and Iron Man after they talked about it, just because I wanted to see.
Last summer, I was like, what the fuck? It was like around July. I said, and then you had Sum 41 next to it. Yeah, you was listening to that, but then you had Sum 41 next to it. I said,
that's kind of based. That's the thing that people were to see like my Apple Music history. It's all like pop music and then pop punk and then rap but yeah, just got weird taste. As people will know that listen to this.
Okay. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. Some coming out where I talked about weird music taste growing up, and how all my life I had to fight because I was listening. If anybody saw my IG story yesterday, whoever follows me up. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. Don't follow me. But I was listening to like Limp Bizkit My Way because of WrestleMania 17. But I
X7.
actually that album I wanted, I just couldn't get it. So I talked about how that song I used to play it when I could get to it. This is before the internet, kids. So you either have it on CD or you see it like on MTV. And I used to see it on MTV. I think what was the main rock show on MTV? So this is '01. It was like they'll be on TRL. You'll have like anybody on TRL, but it was like a rock show that used to come on like late on at night and Saturdays. I'll look it up in a second. They used to come on the MTV, and then MTV2 was more so catered to like hip hop. Yeah, they kind of brought back like MTV raps for a second, and then they had it was some with Cypher Sounds, DJ Cypher Sounds. So
yeah,
but the rock music. Yeah, the rock music I had to sneak and listen to, watch it that way, just because my mom as well. She didn't want me. She was like, I think she once said, and my mom not a bigot, but she once said like, "Yo, fuck you, listen to the white boy shit."
Because I want to, Mom. Shut the door.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish I could have said that. She would have beat my. And I talked about that as well yesterday. Like, if I would have said, because anybody that knows me, I got a playlist called, you know what I mean, Get Out of My Room, Mom.
So it has a stereotype. Like if you're listening to some 41 or Good Charlotte or like I don't know what.
I was listening to Papa Roach. I was listening to
Papa Roach is the most obvious. Yeah, Slipknot. I was just trying to think like not go to like heavy metal because that's kind of the opposite. But like the real late 90s, early 2000s, rap / rock / like heavy metal rock, pop rock of like that genre where
like Ever Since and shit.
Bring
me back to life.
Uba Stank.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters. Yeah. That seemed like it's like every white guy wants to play the guitar because that's how you get chicks. Like that's literally, I think, why John Mayer exists. Because he was a tall, dorky looking guy. He's like, if I play the guitar, I'll probably get laid a lot. And then it like fucking worked out. Like
he got Jennifer Aniston,
Jessica Simpson. I mean, he called her sexual napalm, which is, crazy, but
how many kids she got?
True, but with Eric Johnson, former 49ers tight end.
No, she got kids with Nick Lachey as well.
No, they never had kids.
Who am I thinking about? Jessica Simpson. I'm thinking about Jessica Simpson.
No, they were together. They didn't have kids though.
You sure? Yeah. We talking about the country singer with the blonde hair?
Yeah, Dukes Hazzard. Yeah.
Hold on. From 98 Degrees, she didn't have no kids. They had a reality show.
Yeah, they didn't have kids though.
Nah, hold on, bro. You probably right, but let me look this up.
Because no way John Mayer is gonna date a single mother, because he's after Nick Lachey. And he got with Vanessa Verlitto.
Damn, you're right. So Nick Lachey was out here being stepfather to 3 kids?
No, she had kids after him.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I'm tripping. Because it say from 02 to 06. Oh, okay. So it's problematic. So
you're thinking of Ashley Simpson who had kids with Pete Wentz and then is with Diana Ross's son.
No. So this is why I thought she was pregnant. No disrespect. I ain't body
shit. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that.
Remember on the show, I just remember on the show she was eating tuna.
And she said chicken. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but she was also like, you know what I mean? You feel me? She was up there getting up there, you know what I mean? Different weight class. She was a heavyweight fighter. So that's why.
That was kind of after. That's because remember Eminem made fun of her in the We Made It video? Because he was Tony Romo.
She was decent. Hold on, with the little weight on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they had a kid. That's crazy. They was together for 4 years and had no kids.
Nah. Because he saw after the tuna thing, he was like, yeah, we can't this does not need to be out in the world again.
Dog, you from 98 Degrees, bro. That money ain't stretched that long.
That's why he hosts a bunch of TV shows now and shit.
He got a lot of kids now.
Yeah.
Well, he got 3. That's still a lot, but still. Yeah.
Hey, more than me, I'll say that.
That's what I'm saying. So, hey, man, 1 less than me or 2 less than me.
One's a lot to me. God damn, you got a kid?
Right. I need to ask Big Mike about that.
Don't.
Raising your crazy ass, and then he got to raise other sons, and that's from two different, you know what I mean, eras. Like me and you was basically from the same era, but then you got little brothers that's from a totally different era.
Yeah.
So I know he probably was stretched the fuck out.
Yeah. You'd say he had experience because he had me young.
I would be. Like if I had to raise you, I'd be stressed the fuck out.
You act like I'm fucking what? Like Dennis the Menace? Like problem child or something?
Exactly. I really feel like that about you, bro. I really feel like you was just a
Nah, that's my
badass
brother.
kid. Oh yeah. We don't need to talk about that on here.
Yeah.
He's not a criminal, people. By the way,
Yeah.
no, we not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Hey, they check the tapes now.
But no, I mean, what else could we talk about? I mean, there was some news this week, some news that I'm hyped about, but
Go ahead, tell us. Tell the people,
with
man.
an
Ain't
app,
shit going on.
with
Hey,
an
y'all.
asterisk.
Let me tell the people, PSA real quick. So we doing the wrestling verse next week, right?
No shit, but we'll be doing Oscars next week.
Oh yeah. But we
Unless
might
we're
have
doing
to
two
do the rest.
episodes
We might have to just because.
for X7.
No, because next week we out of here, so we gonna have to put out
Oh,
something.
we still got to figure out. Well, yeah. Well, no, because that's the thing. We'll be doing Oscars.
No,
next
we doing
Sunday.
Oscars, but then we gotta, unless you know what I mean, we do it in person. That's
We're
the only
doing it in
thing.
person. I'll bring my stuff. I mean,
We'll figure
we
it
got
out.
it. It only makes sense. Even if we do it on the phone, that's still we got to do it.
I mean, but if we do it in person, we might be at the same spot, so that'll actually be easy.
I already figured we were at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be like that's actually easy. Okay, yeah, so actually,
Keep
yeah, that's
it
what we're doing.
down. I'm trying to.
Hey man, listen, you can't outrun me, old man. You can't outrun me. I saw you yesterday in the IG
Don't
story.
do that. Don't do
You got
that.
them big ass Steph Currys on. Ain't nobody worried about you.
What was your PSA?
Oh shit! Hold on, let me put it on camera.
Don't be mad because he had that. He had my little brother delete your account.
What happened?
He deleted. Don't you didn't hear on BRP that Freon
Oh
deleted
yeah.
your.
Nah.
Oh, I. He did the and then delete.
He said, "It's a dude that come over here when I'm gone."
It's a dude that your mother sees when I'm not here.
All right, we're just gonna delete this.
Yeah,
but you
we
can't
don't need
actually.
that. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, but you can't actually like delete the account, which is cool. I was like, all right, I'm not mad.
And then Matt was like William Regal watching from the corner, seeing Daniel Bryan Dennison, like,
exactly,
I've done well. Like,
you can't actually delete the account. You just delete it off your console. That's all I'm like worried about. Like, bro, because I'd be hurt. You know how many games I got on there?
Seinfeld when he saw like, the fuck are you doing, you little shit? Like,
dog, I got 2K on there. I can't play it yet. 2K22. I'm like, bro, I'd be hurt. So you can't actually delete the account. You talking about my PSA to like the podcasters?
Well, you said you had a PSA. What is it?
Oh, I was gonna put it on the IG story, but fuck it, since we here. Hey man, I'm on motherfucking vacation for 4 days come next week. Finally, I ain't take a motherfucking vacation since probably shit. I think I recorded in New York last July. I did. That's when we recorded that fucking clip. No, that was March. But I think I recorded in July last year when I was in New York. Either how. Hey man, I'm on vacation for 4 days. Technically, kinda, but we still got to record. So, but other than that, you feel me putting out 100,000 things like I usually do every week? Ain't gonna happen. I'm on motherfucking vacation, big fella. Y'all better get to it. Put it on my IG story as well. Hey man, get to it. Don't sit up here and make excuses. Get to it. I'm tired of preaching. Don't worry about what everybody else doing on their platform. Go do your platform. You hear me? Please don't. So that was my only PSA. Otherwise than that, hey, y'all got it. But it's not really a vacation. I'm like, I swear last July when I was in New York, we recorded. We had to.
I don't think so. Oh, you and I did. Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck else I did. Oh, I know what I did. Yeah, that wasn't no fucking vacation.
Hey,
well, it was, but it wasn't.
Well, you and I recorded the first time and you were in New York, but we didn't record like we were supposed to when I was there.
Yeah,
The
November.
schedules
But
didn't line up. So.
I still was doing shit.
No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I really, I don't. It ain't no days off really, but at the same time, it's like, because I'm like, it's a PSA to tell people to get busy, but at the same time, I'm still about to be recording.
Well, no, I mean, the thing with this, and again, we now have 140 something subscribers. Like I said, I don't know how, I don't know why.
47, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I guess it's because we do a show every single week, and we are trying to do stuff to promote the show, these videos, clips, whatever, on Twitter, IG, TikTok,
145.
all that, along with already doing Black Wrestling for me, and then you with RIOP, shouts to them, Black Announce Table, shouts to them, and whoever else. Yeah, I mean, it can be a lot. It can, like, we'll be talking about the Lakers show coming up, and how I really relate to Jerry West in this, like, fucking sick of this shit. I'm tired of it. And then the guy's like, then quit. He's like, I can't quit, goddammit. It's my job. Like,
That's what it is.
But no,
I can't wait to talk about that too, because that's actually
no, we will.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's some stuff to talk about before we get into that. And this might be one of our shorter episodes, but
which is fine.
But no, it's the thing, like I mean, you're the one, and you said it yesterday about, wise man number 3, about you can't quit. I'm gonna drag your ass to the finish line. You say that to me all the time. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna retire at the end of the year, and you're like, fuck you ain't. No, I mean, it's, besides personal stuff, it's just the way you can see things move, and this podcast, and like you said, it is a new rap game, and what the pandemic did, and you and I said this numerous times, is it gave people a chance finally, because what the fuck else you're gonna do? Everything was shut down or barely open.
Yep.
And people who either wanted to do one or forever, or people that just like, on the fly, let's do a podcast. Did it. And some of those are gone. Some of those are in the same place. And some of those are rising. And you can see the pods like Public Enemies, like Black Announce Table, like Black Wrestling, Random Acts Podcasting, that, had a following already, continue to get bigger and take over. And I'm not saying that because I'm part of one of them, and so are you, but I see how hard the people I work with work, so it makes me want to work harder. Exactly. Not just to show I can, or like to stay on the team, because anyone can get cut. I kind of have that mindset. But if you want it, then you gotta want it, and that's always the whole thing about like the Kobe thing, like job's not finished. I had saw that KP tweeted that. But KP is someone who does like amazing work with the graphics. Again, I'm always going to shout out, because look at the graphics behind you and myself, but then in the corner. But you also got to appreciate what you have in the moment too. You can't just let it go by. So that's why I'm always like, as much as you're on, like, it's on to the next one, it's on to the next one. This one's done. We got to start with the next one. You still have to admire the work you've done previously. That's always like, you got to check out the archives. Same thing with Black Wrestling. Even with the shows I wasn't on, I'm like, you could see there that they had it. Same thing with Public Enemies. Same thing with Black Announce Table. Same things with RIOP. Like the clip of Joe wishing someone would get Lieutenant Dan is probably before like all like the stuff in the last year and a half, right? Like, which it's coming up on 2 years of it already happened, right? 2 years of COVID, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was last week. I don't know the exact date, but I thought
it was this past week. Yeah, because it was the Rudy Gobert thing. I thought was the anniversary of that with the
Mike that's touch. What I always like. What I mean? Remember,
because the next day it got shut down, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like,
when the NBA got shut down, that's when everybody said, okay, some shit is real.
And then shit legit turned into Space Jam. But like, you guys got to change right here. Then they put on the fucking gas masks and all that.
Yeah, the bubble idea happened because they started the season back up in October, and that shit was crazy. I was like, damn, we might not get basketball for years.
Well, you and I started the show basically in the middle of the finals, or just as the finals started.
The finals was starting.
And then the season had started 2 months later with the new season. And it's like crazy to think about like that. And that's the thing. I mean, this show had a different name at the beginning, but I almost look at it like, I'm not going to say it, But I want to say, like, it's weird to say that those were just like pilot episodes or like whatever, but like you and I didn't know each other or barely did, and we created a rhythm, and then like needed to figure some stuff out, and then we did, and look at where we are now. And that's the thing. Like, you just got to keep doing it. Not everyone listens at first. And that's the tough part. Because you're like, oh, I'm just fucking wasting my time. But then I'm like, but I want to do this because one, it's a way of being creative and expressing yourself. And someone like me who's an artist, but not an artist, it's a way of doing that. Especially since like I wanted to be a writer, but then stopped writing. This is my outlet for that. And you being someone who like you said, you would try the acting thing, you try the stand-up thing, and like this was the thing that like is working, and you're like, it's crazy to think because you're like, I don't like to talk, but you're a great producer, but you're a great person to talk to or like engage with. No, I'm just saying, like, in the honest.
I wish women saw me that way. No.
Look, we're not even going to go there. Like, that always gets me in trouble, but it's that thing where like,
are we live? Yes, we are.
But no, it's that thing where you just gotta put all the other shit, and someone like me again who's insecure as fuck, and you're always like, stop. It's like, stop it. Like you can be a man. Like,
I told you I'm gonna start just slapping you, bro. Like, not, you know what I mean, like slap you. I wouldn't physically do that to you, but I gotta be like,
you gotta do the Michael Corleone like Godfather. I can. You can act like a man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I gotta do that to you a couple times. Like, man, you don't snap out of that bullshit.
But no, it's the thing. I think where we are now and where we might be going, and especially once we get this
to the
HBO
top
Max
of the world, baby, top of the world, HBO Max.
Again, we'll be getting to that. The only things I guess I really want to talk about before we get to Winning Time is the love of my life. One of the loves of my life, Sydney Sweeney, was announced for the Madam Web movie. And I'm like, oh great! Like, Morbius is coming out in 2 weeks. Listen,
hey, we got to see that.
I ain't seeing that. Don't you dare drag me to that. You're paying me because I'm not paying my hard-earned money to see that.
Me neither. But at the GCW, we going.
No, because Wally Mania is after.
No, that's Thursday. Remember, that's Thursday night.
Wally Mania is Thursday.
No, but the first is the next day, Friday. Yeah. Wally Mania is on 31st on that Thursday. No. I promise you.
Are then the GCW and Wally Mania are on the same night?
No. Wally GCW is the next day at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I promise you.
No, it's the same day. We'll talk about this off air. We'll talk about this off air. Right. Don't look it up.
No, I'm just gonna have it ready. I'm telling you, bro. I know dates and time. Like, you gonna make me feel like I'm getting senile already.
We're sorry, people. This is what I mean. Like, I hate this motherfucker. Like,
I'm telling you, son. Because
even though Ultimo Dragon being Latino was hilarious, I was like, I hate this man.
How we know?
How are you gonna say a man named Acai is Latino just because he worked in Mexico?
He probably Mexican Japanese, so he Filipino. Yeah. Fuck you, Tom. I'm like, bro.
Isn't that in the in that movie? Did you ever see that movie Domino with Keira Knightley and Mickey Rourke?
Yeah, I seen it one time in like 2013.
But the scene that always stuck with me is they have Monique, I think, go on like Maury, and she says like the Asians mixing with the Spanish or the Latinos. She's like, you get Japanic for a Japanese Mexican person. I'm like, what the? I'm like, this is the wildest movie I've ever seen. And I was like 10 or 12, something like that when I saw it. Like,
that's what Filipino people.
Okay, no.
I fuck with them. I want me a Filipino wives. I want some Filipino wives. I'll just say that.
Wives, not wife.
Yeah. You know, Dennis Rodman Pops got 15 kids
over
here,
okay. Right? Here we go.
He did it the right way. It's his man. So I just seen this TikTok too.
I just
Miss Sarah.
Is that how we got Jordan Clarkson? And who else we got? Jalen Green.
Steve? Guess where Jordan Clarkson from? San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
You said Jalen Green?
He's Black and Filipino.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I could tell after when I found out, I was like, that does make sense because he kind of looks like this girl I knew in California. Not in a negative way. But I just mean like it was very someone like, huh. But in like a way like, damn, you fine like a motherfucker. Like,
Wait, did you just call Jalen Green fine as hell?
Yeah. And like if I had saw him, it's like the Mickey Free thing. Like, wait a minute. Like you ain't
Mickey Free is not a woman. Mickey Free is a man. You know, Sweetie, black and Filipino.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's one more, right? Yeah. And that makes total sense, her being from Sacramento, where I'm not from, by the way.
All right, so fuck it, we here. It's a lot of them combinations out in the Bay.
That's what you're fond of.
That's why the Bay women are elite.
Is that where Kaden Carter's from? Let me see.
Nah, her fine. Hey, Kaden Carter.
Oh, I see, you already know.
Get away from them white dudes. Come over here, baby.
Winter Park, Florida.
Yeah, she actually from Orlando.
Is that the thing that still pisses you off about it? Because that's what I am.
Because I couldn't pull. Yes.
About Zoe Kravitz is like she's fucking with the whites instead of
the whites being me. Yeah.
Oh god,
Kind of pissed off about that. No, Zoe Kravitz is going through a phase right now. You feel me?
That's the man before was no.
Nah, he was Ricky Starks.
No, he was a French guy.
Ricky Starks.
Oh, because he's from Louisiana. No,
he Creole. Creole's French.
God. We gotta get up. But anyway, I was like, I don't know who should be. She could probably be like Silver Sable or whoever, because I think Dakota Johnson will be playing Madam Web.
Yeah.
If they had said Sydney Sweeney was gonna play Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat, you would have seen me go like, ah!
Like Kids Lamar me.
No, like not even that. It just would have been. It would have been like like. It just would have been on a whole different. I would that's next day. Like, when's this movie shooting? I'm there. Like,
let me see. So they announced her character, right? Because I didn't.
No, they announced her character. They announced she's going to be in the movie.
Oh, they just announced she's going to be in the movie. It's Hope. Now it's Hope.
Yeah.
Because like, who else can you put? Like you said, Silver.
I mean, she could also be a good Gwen Stacy, but this is a Sony movie. Who knows how much it'll play?
She's gonna be Black Cat. Because remember, a couple years ago, they were like,
I hope so.
I think so. You know why? I know you're nasty, man. Because years ago, they said they were trying to. I know you're gonna be in a movie by yourself, like Pee Wee Herman. If y'all know, y'all know. If not, look it up. He definitely was doing that. He had the hand down, just like you drinking. Beating himself.
Do. What do you do? Tequila. Do. Exhibit X. This pen I bought 10 minutes before my bike was stolen. That's a great movie. That's the only good Tim Burton movie.
Tim Burton directed that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think it's his co-creation. Or he might have just been a fan of the show and wanted to make the movie.
He definitely a fan of the show.
Okay, we're real.
They had Larry Fishburne in that.
Larry,
he was the cowboy.
Well, I just hope we see Larry Fishburne in Dallas just for any random reason. Like, oh my god, it's Larry.
Oh no, he going disrespect. What you call me? You heard the Cameron story. I feel like we referenced.
No, I would have probably said, "Oh my god, it's Furious Styles." Like, holy shit.
Oh no, you really gonna piss him off?
Yeah.
Because he's one of those people, like, I played that years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Morpheus. Oh, if you don't shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah, you know, he definitely be serious. He from
He'll
Harlem.
Go stone cold, like, shh.
Yeah, no, he take himself too serious. I think he from Harlem, so yeah, you going to have an issue with that. It's not like Samuel L. Jackson. People say they come up to Samuel L. Jackson quoting, what's a quarter pounder or whatever, like the line for Pulp Fiction, and he'll go with the line.
He's like, he'll play along, motherfucker.
Yeah, he'll say it back to you if he in a mood, but you know what I mean? But some actors just don't like to talk about old roles.
No, yeah. I mean,
except for Denzel in The Equalizer, probably, because he about to do a third one.
No. Because that's just like, check clear. I'm there.
Yeah, I think he is about to do an Equalizer 3. Let me see.
But yeah, that news, it just... I'm happy for Sydney Sweeney, but I'm not happy we get another standalone Spider-Man villain or supporting character solo movie. Again, like you said, we got Morbius coming out. We're not going to see Morbius. And then there's the Aaron Taylor Johnson Kraven the Hunter movie, which they really haven't announced much else.
Russell Crowe supposed to be playing like the Pops or something.
Oh, that would make sense.
Don't make sense. Why is
No,
this
he
movie
kind of.
coming out?
Oh, I mean, he was great as Jor-El in Man of Steel. He was one of the best things about Man of Steel.
Because it's Zack Snyder.
No, he delivered that dialogue of like again. He took that shit way too serious. Like my son, they will stumble.
He's another. We might have to talk about this on a future episode. He's one of those actors that just kind of like got dropped into acting. Because remember, he was like a guitarist or like he was part of a band
Yeah.
in Australia, and then that's how he got. How the fuck do I remember this shit? And then he just kind of got into a band.
Well, I think he was probably doing both, and then like acting was the thing that was working. He's like, well, I guess I'm an actor now. And then that's why he just started doing all the crazy shit after, which would explain him being a musician because it's kind of like that tendency.
I ain't forget what he said to Azealia Banks. Rumored.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, when that happened, that was very weird. But what else? I mean, we didn't
So
really talk
Sydney
about
Sweeney is rumored to be the Black Cat.
again, like I said,
It's gonna happen. We don't even need to speak it to existence because it's like, bro, who else you gonna play?
I'm just saying.
And they talked about Sony.
Even
as
though
you
she
see,
was
they
a
doing
cartoon,
great.
even if she was a 3-4-year-old me was looking at the Black Cat like,
Come on, titty.
basically like.
You gotta think about this too. So Sony has been talking
saying-
about doing all these movies for years, right?
Yeah,
So
that the anime was like a spy movie, which is like,
Yeah.
you gotta be a stupid motherfucker to pitch that. Like,
it's Sony.
yeah.
So they want a
Great
Black
products.
Cat movie because of nasty motherfuckers like you. Because the merch gonna sell, brother. The movie will do well for nasty. Like y'all just want to see her in a Black Cat suit. They like, we gotta go.
Wasn't like half the reason for you wanting to see the Batman?
25.
Yeah. See, there we go. Yeah.
Hey, Zoe Kravitz, you a fine motherfucker.
But and then we forgot to talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer that dropped a little bit. I still haven't finished Book of Boba Fett, but
I'm not.
I will just because I gotta. But that it's like, again, I'm like, is this man Jesus? Because he's hiding out in a cave. He's got a beard and long hair and a robe. I'm like, this man is Jesus. Like, it looked all right. Apparently Darth Maul was supposed to be in it. That was like the big news I read, and then they cut him out of it.
They got Darth Vader though.
Yeah, one of that Darth Maul was still supposed to be part of it as well, along with Darth Vader. But I mean,
They don't want to put too much dip on the chip, probably.
True, and they had who was the guy that was who wrote it? Oh God, I forgot who came up with it.
If you want.
No, I gotta write it because then the showrunner was like, "No, we kind of really don't need this."
And I'll talk to you off air because I just actually did my research.
But again, Han, Sun King, he'll be in the show. My guy O'Shea Jackson Jr. will be in the show,
which is crazy.
Nah, shouts to him.
I like him, but it's just like, yo,
what role are they gonna give him? Den of Thieves 2. I'm still waiting on that shit.
Is that confirmed that they making one?
Yeah, it was announced, but I haven't seen if like they shot it or anything.
You got to get Gerard Butler away from them goddamn Redbox movies. That's why.
No, that's all he does. That's literally what Den of Thieves was, but it was a Redbox movie that was actually good. Hossein Amini was the writer for that, and he was like a very serious writer, so it was kind of weird for him. Again, much like
what's his name?
Hossein Amini.
Oh, I thought you said son of Mimi. I said
no.
Mimi's son is not directing a movie.
No, he's like a very prestige writer-director. That's why it was weird for him to write something for Star Wars. But of course, since Kathy Kennedy is like the worst GM of all time, they shit-canned his script and brought in someone else. So it's like this woman. God.
Dude, she can't make any right executive decisions. I feel like we talked about that. No, we didn't talk about that with Black Variant, but they talk about it often, and they don't take but common sense for people to notice, like, bro, what the fuck is she doing? Like, it's like when something good, don't fuck it up. Like if it's gonna work,
yeah. Well, it's really like the Isaiah
dip on the chip.
It's really like when Isaiah Thomas was like the GM of the Knicks. Like you have all the money, and I'm not saying the other stuff. I'm just saying like as like in basketball sense. Like,
no, I'm not talking about that because this ain't one of them. We need to do something podcast.
Like, remember, like they have one of the biggest payrolls, the biggest market. New York City, all the lights on him, all the prestige of like the Knicks, and he was spending money on like out of shape Eddie Curry, and then he was signing guys and then trading him halfway through. And I remember he was just like pissing through draft picks and blowing money. That's, I mean, with her again, she has all the Disney money.
Yep.
And it's Star Wars, so literally anyone in Hollywood will like die to be a part of it.
40, probably 40 years old. Yeah, it's definitely 40 years old. I think it's 40 years this year, right?
No, it's 50. It will be 50 coming up.
Oh, yeah, because 1973 or
it's
4.
74, I believe. Yeah, so it'll be 50 in 2 years.
And they still milking it. Yo, this franchise, the movies are somewhere close to 10 billion, right? If not more.
I believe so, yeah.
The merch sales for this is why George Lucas said, "Oh, $2 billion, I'll take it." You know why? Because his merch money, that merch money
Well,
made
no,
him
he
big.
said it after like you said, like 40 years of these checks have been coming in.
You know what's
I already
crazy?
got stuff. So that's why he has like that's literally why he has a ranch
And
in
up north, where
California.
he
In
from.
California, where fucking David Fincher interned at. Funny enough, but like, yeah, like he's like, I've been getting this money. It's just time to get this off of my hands and like out of sight, out of mind, out of mind type. Like I've been cashing these checks.
He's still spending A New Hope money. Like he's still spending that just from
And
the merch.
don't forget Indiana Jones.
And then he got what LucasArts and then Lucas Sound.
Well, I think those were combined with Lucasfilm as a whole.
Okay.
I think I can't remember if he sold that up. I mean, because LucasArts, that was supposed to be the video games, right?
Yeah, and they made some great games.
They only
got like one or two that weren't so good, but they got most of them as hits.
I mean, you could potentially still retain those if I'm remembering, because I think they just bought Lucasfilm because their whole thing was like they wanted to buy the rights basically to make Star Wars movies. I remember Kevin Smith when this was being talked about.
Mm-hmm.
He said like they had years of like making money off of little girls, young women with like all the Disney princesses.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and kids in general, like Mickey Mouse and this and that. But like now they have the 4-year-old to 13-year-old boys with Star Wars and Marvel. Again, Marvel was around the same time when they had bought.
They almost folded, remember?
Well, it was basically like when Kevin Feige took over and he only had the C level characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had like, I think they just had the distribution deal with Paramount.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Disney saved them to then create Marvel Studios. Like, I mean, it was already Marvel Studios, but like to create it as we know it today, which Moon Knight will be coming out soon. That'll be coming out when we're in Dallas.
10 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Day before. So I got to watch that definitely day before. So, and I'll tell you off air what we talked about. I got my dates right, motherfucker. I know.
Oh, you were right?
Yeah. And I hate to be right. Let me be clear. Anybody listen to me, I'm more wrong than I am right in life. But when I'm right, I'm right. I don't want credit to be right about shit in life, but I'm right. So, you know what I mean? It made more sense too. No. It's too fucking much.
That's why I was like, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, do we literally just drive to the next place? Like,
you have to.
Yeah.
Just like me and you was talking about going to New Japan. We couldn't because New Japan is like 5:30. And GCW ends at 5:30.
New Japan is like 6:30, 7:30, yeah. Because
Right,
we talked about we'd have to leave one show to go to the other, and then what potentially might be going on Friday night as well.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be at Japan like just. You ever see that picture where LeBron was on the Lakers? Which we about to talk to people. Trust me, we're gonna talk about y'all sorry ass team. And he just like
somewhat. I mean,
like just burnt. I'm not trying to be that for no fucking pro wrestling. I'm trying to be that way for other stuff, but not for pro wrestling.
And the only thing I can think of to talk about is I watched the Ben Affleck Ana de Armas movie Deepwater, and it was.
Why do you do this? You don't have to support everybody that you like.
Oh, okay. Ben Affleck, King of the Sad Boys.
Gee, I love Adam Sandler. When we start getting money, I'm gonna dress like Adam Sandler, right-handed guy. I'm dressing like that.
You already do.
No, but for sure, like the big ass and one, like Angelo Dawkins.
Oh, you want because obviously you already wear basketball shorts, but you want the oversized ones just to be.
He dressed like Angelo Dawkins. You see, he got the beard and shit now. I'm about to be like that with the bread. But I love Adam Sandler. I ain't gonna watch every goddamn. I'm lying because I've seen Jack and Jill.
I was saying. I mean, I had started The Last Duel, and I only got halfway through. I got to pick that back up.
I gotta watch that and The Green. What's the shit called? The Green what? We
talked
Green
about Knight.
Yeah, I gotta watch that too.
But no, this movie, it was my whole the whole time I'm like, this was it. Like, it's not really that much of like an erotic thriller, and like, there's no big twist or like reveal as to like why this. Basically, Ben Affleck's a cuckold, and just like it's a movie much like Gone Girl. Like,
Oh, so it's like real life.
No.
Yeah, Mark Anthony's still in her life, bro.
Oh, come on. They have kids.
He in the shadows like this. Tell me, baby girl, because I need to know.
He doesn't even sound like that. Like,
yes, he do sound like a vampire. This motherfucker is a vampire. You never see. I've seen him in person.
He does look like a vampire, yeah. Because I remember
I've seen him in person. He the real Morbius.
You see him in Man on Fire, like, yeah, this guy's scary looking.
Dog, he looked like that in person. He looked like, yo, you about to black out any second, bro.
That's why I was like,
the coke alone.
Okay.
I can't speak Spanish, so that's about.
Well, that was more Middle Eastern, if anything. I'm like, you gotta stop.
What's that? What song he got besides that one? And I'm surprised.
Besides, I Need to Know. No, I Need to Know is the only one I know because that's a great song.
No, it's one he was just speaking pure Spanish, but it was smooth as a motherfucker. I don't know what he's saying, but it was smooth in a motherfucker. Hold on, I know who to ask about this. I ain't gonna put him on the phone though, but.
Anyway, like, so this movie isn't really even like much of an erotic thriller. There are some scenes, but like it just makes me think that I gotta really write my erotic thriller movie that I've been thinking about for like 6 years. But I told you I can't. Well, you say I can't because it's about a cop solving an actress's murder and exposes like the dark side of Hollywood, like these hidden parties and all that. That's how I mean. You're like, see, every time I tell you the idea, you're like, you can't do that because they're like, this is too real, son, too real. Like.
Oh, you can do whatever you want. Like, honestly, it's not a secret because people have been doing this since even before Eyes Wide Shut. Like, I think Clockwork. Well, no, I can get into science about Clockwork Orange, but I won't do that.
Well, that's the work of Stanley Kubrick as a whole.
Yeah, but that's about DMT and LSD and you know what I mean, control.
Yeah.
I did that for a reason because you feel me. Like the phones are definitely tapped because I be getting weird text messages.
But I mean, again, like I said, they just have like there's some bad like CGI background too. Like Ben Affleck is not riding this bike, but he's like on the bike, and they are moving him. In the background is clear, like it's bad. I'll try to like.
They using him like Pee Wee Herman.
But it's like, oh my god, you can tell like because his character is supposed to be like rides a mountain bike as a hobby, and like, listen. Ben Affleck ain't riding no fucking mountain bike. This man is smoking 2 packs a day, drinks too much coffee. Ain't no way he's riding a mountain bike. But much
okay, I found the market. I'm sorry, I found the market.
What's the song?
You Sang to Me. It was kind of racial because he actually wasn't speaking Spanish, and he was trying to get a white woman. So by doing poetry, or no, he was painting. So in the video, a little bit he's painting and. Trying to get the white woman. So, hey, Josh, you can learn something from this. It's like get a white woman, you got to paint.
I think he doesn't need to learn because he's already got it mastered. I mean, at this point.
Oh, no, he's definitely Misawa. He's the Misawa of white women. He do the death.
But like I was saying, like much like Gone Girl, funny enough, because that also stars Ben Affleck. This movie is like, divorce isn't a bad idea. Just get divorced at the end of the day. Like, it ain't worth it. Like, this man is murdering the men that his wife is cheating on him with. It's like, just divorce. Come on.
Dog, this motherfucker's. I'm listening to what you're saying, but this motherfucker is really Morbius.
Yeah, no, like you see, like the thumbnail in the image. I'm like, yeah, this man terrifies me. Like, and I'm like, Jennifer Lopez was like, yes, I want to have kids with you. I'm like, just for his talent? Like, I have his talent. Yeah.
He is smooth dead motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? He's the undead zombie. I guess he a sexy ass zombie. I don't know. Pause.
But Deep Water, it's on Hulu if you want to check it out. I'm like,
Deep Water.
I'm gonna take you to the deep water, and I'm gonna drown you. I mean, it really just is a Lifetime movie with. Again, it's made by Adrian Lyne, who had done Unfaithful and Fatal Attraction. He was a master of the erotic thriller. But he's like 80 something. You can tell because this is just some bland direction. Yeah, I mean, and the only good thing about it is that Ben Affleck kills Nate Jacobs from Euphoria. So, so like
That's not
anyone who,
funny. That's not funny, but it is.
no, like if anyone who's like, oh, someone should just kill Nate Jacobs, this is a proxy to that. Like,
That's called a kids. You can't do that. Even though he's just acting. He's Australian too, right?
yes, yeah.
The thinker of jumps.
I mean, Lil Rel is in it, and he's kind of the comedic.
Yo, shouts out to bruh. If there's somebody in Hollywood that's gonna get a check, it's real, bruh.
Because he's like, she's cheating on you.
I might watch this now. I used to see him at the day parties. I'm like, damn, bro, you got another movie? He's super cool, but it's like, damn, I gotta start name dropping on here. Motherfuckers don't think
I was about to say, when was this?
Right after, even when Get Out came out. So 2006.
Well, he was the man of the hour at that because he was TS motherfucking A. Like,
bro, he was just at the day parties cooling. Nobody was fucking with him. He was just cooling. Like, I like shit like that. Like people that's popular, but they still doing normal shit. But he gets to the bag. Salute to him, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably he must have had a deal with Fox because don't forget he had his own show on Fox.
It was all right. Hold on, real quick, Davis. Zell will know who I'm talking about. Jess Hilarious. Pressure. She from Baltimore. I'll see her at later.
And then he had that movie Vacation with John Cena, which much like this was a Fox movie that they just put on Hulu because they Disney bought Fox. So
that movie is about us. You know that, right?
I mean, we kind of talked about it briefly, but I mean, is that us in Dallas? Like,
yeah. Like, I just want to be a friend, and then somebody got to give you a backstory. Somebody got to give me your backstory about, you know what I mean?
Oh, why in the way?
Yeah. And then I got to feel sad, but, I'm not going to be next to, what's her name from Insecure? Fine ass.
Yvonne Orgy?
Yeah, I wish she was standing right here.
Yvonne Orgy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Her and, what's her name that was in season 1? That's on that show.
Bust Down. Yeah, I forget. But she was Tasha on season 1.
Yeah, she from
someone season 2. Yeah,
she from Houston too. But Tasha,
I took that scene. Bitch, the fuck you just say to me? Huh?
The Beige Rage episode. Yo, Tim, your big ass. If you listening, you talk about it ain't funny. You don't know comedy. But besides that, your favorite show is Everybody Loves Raymond. But besides,
my god, that's terrible. Oh,
I like that show, but that's his favorite show.
Oh.
He definitely one of people like Atlanta coming back. Yay!
I can't wait for Atlanta to come back, actually.
Shit.
I knew it. I might be talking about that elsewhere. I'll leave that alone for now. But
it come out this week, right?
Yes. After here's the thing about Atlanta. Season 1, 2016. Season 2, 2018. Season 3, fucking 2022. Like,
damn, it has been 6 years.
That's what's insane about it.
God damn, time going by fast. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, season 2, 2016, right?
2018. Season 1 is 2016.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping because I still got it on bootleg. I got season 1 on bootleg still. But the fact that still that's 4 years ago. God damn, time going by fast.
Well, they already said there was going to be a delay. Because I think they potentially thought Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover.
Hopefully he washed his ass.
Was going to be not Han Solo. They probably thought he was going to be Lando Calrissian for a little bit longer.
No.
Turns out that wasn't happening. Even though he's not bad,
he hit the Magic Johnson. We gonna get there, people.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna.
This
no,
is
not that Magic
like,
Johnson hit, but
we're almost like George R. R. Martin with the dragons are coming. Just wait a minute. Like when he's talking about Game of Thrones, like it's on its way. Just wait.
Hey, we gonna eventually talk about that finesse
about Game of Thrones. Oh, him?
No, but I respect him. He a legend. Like I told you.
He's there. They're just like, when's the book coming out? It's like, bitch, there ain't no book. I'm just lying. Like,
G shit. You seen that picture I told you about, right? A long time ago with the women at the strip club. Remember I told you on the episode? So he got a picture that's infamous. Anybody's listening. He in the strip club with some women I'll be in the strip club with.
Oh, okay.
Like with the whole, you feel me? What's the man that did the Lord of the Rings? Jackson?
Peter Jackson.
Yeah, he got that gimmick on with the scarf.
Oh no, yeah, no. George R. Martin's whole thing is like he has the Peaky Blinders hat, glasses, fucking suspenders, and like a button-down shirt. Like he literally looks like an old train conductor. Like,
and that's how he dressed in the strip club next to the thick ones, like this, like smiling like a motherfucker. I'm like, bro, how you go in there and get a dance? Yo,
shit, it's real.
No, I'm saying, bro, it's right there. It's been out since like 2013 when everybody was dick riding him.
I mean, don't forget. I mean, he was like, if you watch Game of Thrones, it was like his ideas are like, what if we did Lord of the Rings, but we showed a lot of tits and a lot of pussy? But he doesn't have a British accent, but like that was what he had said.
Yo, I could make it my
And
version
then
of Lord of the
and then
Rings right
HBO
now.
was like, go on.
I'll make my version of Lord of the Rings right now.
And
It'll
he's
be
like,
the
and
same
there's
thing.
dragons, and they're like, oh, we are signed the check, motherfucker. Like,
It'll definitely be a dragon near me.
speak,
Y'all about to
speaking
make
of,
me unleash the dragon.
okay, speaking of HBO, there's been a show on the last 2 weeks. On the last
Sorry.
2 weeks, that might be our new show going forward. Much like how we were covering Peacemaker, the majority of its release.
We
This,
have to.
you know, we'll get to it. I mean, this.
We'll get to it because I'm like, I'll tell you why I don't like the show. There's only one reason.
Oh, go ahead. We're
It's
talking
the
about
fucking
winning.
Lakers.
Okay, I mean, besides that,
No, besides that, it's a good show. Like Michael Chiklis was Red Auerbach.
as Red Auerbach, that's
Hey, wintertime. You motherfuckers, y'all seen his tweet, but y'all didn't hit up HBO Max and be like, yo, we need to get him the deal. I need that contract by June 6,
You're saying that we
2022.
should do the winning time after show?
Oh, no, they
Break
don't
it
want
down.
that. I'm about to borrow them up. I'm going to talk shit about Laker fans for 30 minutes.
It's not about to me, that's why it's so good. It's because it's not really about the Lakers. It's about the people. It'll probably eventually, because again, they aren't the Lakers yet, is the thing. We are going to see them transform into the Lakers.
Are you saying it's all about the game and how you play it?
In a way, because I mean, so this show was just like, I told you the first episode, it's like a fucking cartoon. And the second one, I'm like, oh, no, they're serious about it being a cartoon because
that's the fucking Lakers organization.
No, I mean, I say it's very Hollywood, like how they're very Hollywood. Obviously, it's about Jerry Buss buying the Lakers and then slowly transforming them into the Showtime Lakers with Magic Johnson as the star, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then you know what I'm forgetting is like James Worthy is soon going to join this team, and I'm just like, how is that going to go down when they've already established that Magic Johnson
is a freak bull?
They start off the show of him in 1991, and I'm like, oh shit, you really going to do this? Like,
you got to.
Oh,
I had to make an announcement.
And then we're seeing him and Cookie like he fucking just emasculates.
Yeah, no, he's fucking. That's what he's doing.
Well, I mean, the woman in the car multiple times, especially right before church, she's like, church is letting out. And then I'm like, the Lord ain't gonna save you now. It's too late. Like
the Lord ain't gonna save you now. It's too late.
But like he bars the dude up on the pickup court wearing jeans nonetheless. And he had the great line like, oh, you want her for herself? Well, fuck that too. It's like, this man is the goddamn devil. Like,
but you know what's so great about it? It's like we talk about off here, but we can't talk about it here. You know what I mean? I speak in codes very well. Math, it's the reason why he said that. Banks be speaking to himself because I speak in codes when I'm not supposed to be speaking in codes.
The penitent man, the penitent
man. Hey, I might be Rain Man. I might be Rain Man of the podcast.
That's Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. But I might be actually Rain Man in the podcast game, except for I ain't doing numbers.
Gotta watch Wapner.
I ain't gonna do shit. I ain't gonna do it here. Boy. But nah, because you know what I mean? It's like all the other one, Bound 2. So if anybody listened to the words of Bound 2, that's all Yeezus. He talked about how just you. Obviously, that didn't work 9 years later because the motherfucker divorced from her, but follow me.
That's why we're kind of postponing that Kanye West episode. Besides the fact that I'm like, do I really gotta finish Genius? We'll talk to that one day. Talk about that one day.
Not really.
It might not be anytime soon, but one day.
If you just watch part 1, that's good enough.
That's why I want to finish it to be like we'll talk about what was really wrong with it in terms of how I'm seeing people react to parts 2 and 3. But we'll get, like I said, someday.
Someday we'll see things my way, or are you singing that other someday song?
Yeah, the Nickelback song.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll get to that one day. But no, anyways, you're saying like he's
so it's like, you know what I mean? Because he popping in the city. This before social media. So it's like, yo, y'all know I signed with the team, right? Hey, I'm about to smash. He up here smashing Shorty. But listen, what he doing? He dirty macking because Cookie is my one. Cut to fucking what 40, 30 years now at this point. They've been together.
They're still
Even
together,
through
yeah.
the, you know what I mean? When
And
he had the,
she don't have it, right?
hey, it's somebody I
That's
can't
what this,
say.
I'm saying, like that's what doesn't make sense to me. Like
There's
maybe that's my
somebody,
CTE. Like that math ain't math, and like
I'll tell you off air who said this. He said she has top 2 immune systems.
I think did I know.
Yeah, I think he. I know that.
Yeah,
I think it is.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. But the man
He
with the
said that,
waves.
and then I had to like I did the math, like you know what I mean. Not that math because I don't do that.
Yeah. No, you're like,
No, I did like the Hangover when he was looking.
yeah.
Raymond, once again, Raymond.
All the
Yeah,
formulas are like,
bruh. Cause she ain't had the flu. She ain't had no cold.
Big Mike thinks it's a work. He thinks it's a work.
Call Big Mike right now. I
Don't
got
forget, he also said OJ is innocent.
no, me and Big Mike right here. That's what I'm saying. Rookie of the year. Cause I said that years ago.
Or at
even when I was
least
a shorty.
innocent in terms like he didn't physically do it. He might have masterminded it, but like innocent, by guilt by association in certain terms. Yeah. But.
Yeah, because we got all right. We'll talk off air because I still don't understand why it would be a work, but I heard it's a work.
With Magic Johnson?
Yeah. Because he didn't have no gambling shit that I heard of. Maybe it's because he was talking about the sex shit, but then it was like, we got to get that image off him. I don't know. Obviously, David Stern is in hell, so he can't answer this. Because he's the mastermind behind that.
What's funny is David Stern's portrayal in the show. We'll cover the first few episodes of the show, but that's the biggest thing about it. Because then I had sent you Apple TV is doing a Magic Johnson doc, which is to probably combat this portrayal.
Exactly.
Magic Johnson. Of like all this, it's
the same
all this
thing.
Fucking, and it's like let me tell you my side of the story.
It's the same thing that's going on right now with the Mike Tyson show with Jamie Foxx, and then it's another show that's coming out.
Well, there was that show that I thought they already canceled that or he was suing them for that.
He's suing them for it, but they still in production because it's to talk about the bullshit. But the one with Jamie Foxx is the one that's going to talk about everything. Obviously, we're going to get that in fucking. We're going to get that in 2030 because they talked about that in 2014. But
listen, I've told you 2 things, that and Metal Gear Solid. Those ain't never coming out.
I think the one
Oscar Isaac is going to be Moon Knight. He's not going to have time to be Solid Snake or Big Boss or whoever.
It'll come out. The Jamie Foxx one to come out, his portrayal of Mike Tyson, it'll come out eventually.
He's busy doing 18 Netflix movies.
You got it in the meantime, between time. Hey, bills don't pay themselves. And but, people go be like, well, he's already rich. Motherfucker, that's not how it works. I got to pay other people.
Like, you equate to Bounty, like, he's like said he's popping. But he has that great scene after the pickup game where he's like, it's me, it's Irvin. Like, he still wants her because she knows he's Irvin at the end of the day. He'll buy into the magic of it all and use that to his benefit. And that's probably like where like being a sociopath or an egomaniac comes into effect. But at the end of the day, she's the only person that's going to treat him like Irvin.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what we kind of saw with Michael Jordan in The Last Dance was that he couldn't be anyone else but MJ, his airness, all of it. That's why that scene in the hotel like rings off so true, where he's like, I can't go anywhere. And that's why he's like, I can't wait till this is done. But it will still never end.
Yeah, Other Zell said it. Just watch part.
I'm gonna finish. Much like I'll finish the 18 other fucking TV shows I still gotta finish.
Yeah, that's fine. No, so with Magic, what did I text you? I said, see, the great ones always have something wrong with them.
Oh yeah,
like either they have they're egomaniac. It's like the devil and angel type thing. You feel me? I don't need to get into the metaphysics of that, but it's the whole thing of either they egomaniacs, they're sex addicts. They sex addicts,
or just addicts,
or just drug addicts.
No, it's addicts in general. Like it's drugs, women, gambling,
all the worst vices in the world,
or competitiveness, which is I think what will, Larry Bird, again, he just like wanted to win that bad. Like, come on, Larry, you good for nothing basketball. I'm gonna fucking.
He hated his kid too. You heard about that story?
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing is like so. I think you talked about going senile earlier. I think I either am as well, or like you can only store so much in your brain. I think some of my NBA knowledge is kind of like being lost. Like those files can't be retrieved anymore. because I like when they said like Jerry West won in 1972. I was like, oh yeah, he was an NBA champion. I'm like, I must have thought like him and Elgin Baylor never won a title, but Elgin Baylor was like one of the few guys to not win. Elgin Baylor retired, then he and Wilt Chamberlain won a title. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot.
But they still gave Jerry West the Finals MVP in '71.
Well, they gave him. I know they gave him when he lost, but I'm just saying I forgot he actually.
As you see in the show, episode 1,
yeah, he throws a window, and then that next thing we'll get to coming up. But like, I was like, oh yeah, him and Wilt Chamberlain did win because I was like, Wilt Chamberlain's only one, which is when because I Bill Simmons' book of basketball when he was talking about Wilt versus Bill Russell, and how Bill Russell just constantly destroyed Wilt Chamberlain, even though Wilt was the offensive guy and Bill Russell was the defensive guy. Wilt just didn't have the teams that Russell did, which is hence of like the great portrayal of Mike Chiklis as Red Auerbach, who should probably get like the best supporting actor guest starring role Emmy. Because he killed it like, and John C. Reilly is good as Jerry Buss. We had talked about this a while back when the trailer was released, how, the tension that was caused between him, Adam McKay, and Will Ferrell, that kind of bromance triangle. Because Will Ferrell wanted to be part of the show by being a big Lakers fan, being a big basketball fan, but Adam McKay,
and actually being from California too.
Yeah, and Adam McKay being also a basketball fan as well, but a producer and director of the pilot episode. The second episode was directed by Jonah Hill, an LA native as well, and somewhat Lakers fan.
Wait, Jonah Hill directed that? I didn't see the credits.
Yeah, the second episode he did. Yeah.
Shouts out to him. Damn.
Well, that's I think only like the second or third thing he's directed because he did mid-90s. He might have done like, I think he did a Vampire Weekend music video, and then this.
I'm glad you know the LA natives though, even though you're from up north.
You know what? I think when I first saw him, I was like, I think when I found out he was from, I'm like, oh, but he looks like some guy from the Midwest because he had that original, like, he seems like he's from Iowa or Chicago, but then you see him now, it's like, oh yeah, well, he had the great thing, which I always relate to, like when he showed up on Jimmy Kimmel that one time with sunglasses, tattoos, he was like, I first came to Hollywood, I thought I had to be someone else, but now that I'm like, been here for so long, I can just be me. Which I can relate to a lot in that way. Like when you finally realize who you like want to be because you've been trying to be someone else for other people's sake.
Also, not to be morbid, but I'm glad he getting right because his brother was like his business partner, if I'm not mistaken.
He was the guy that he found Maroon 5.
Yeah.
And was their manager. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad he got it right after that. So I want to see. I can't wait to see that movie with Lauren London too.
Oh, the You People movie.
Yeah, that's his friend. So
yeah,
but once again, I'm just glad to see her doing anything because
Yeah. But no, I'd say like we'll get to because he directed this episode, the second one, which is the big like Jerry West episode. We kind of see him in the first one being like when Jerry West is like, I want to draft Magic Johnson, and then Jerry was like, he's too fucking tall to play point guard. He's a walking turnover, and then he's like, he smiles too much. This is a man's game. Then Jerry was like, sells good on the billboard. He's like, it's not about fucking billboards, and he snaps like, it's just like, holy shit, like
that's a shoot.
West. I don't think I had remembered that about him.
No, that's he's talked about it maybe once or twice in the interview. He don't do a lot of interviews to begin with. He has he's actually been diagnosed with like depression, like manic depression, and then I think bipolar as well. But he legit, that's a shoot. Which
would make sense how this episode starts off if we kind of see his childhood growing up in West Virginia, and something about his older brother, and
he died in the Korean War.
Yeah, and that when he wins the NBA title finally, again after years of losing, which is what I think made me forgot when Jerry Buss, because they talked to the camera. We'll get in that in coming up. Mm-hmm. Because like he'd lost the NBA Finals 5 times. So it's like and when they even when he lost, they still gave him the trophy because he played so good. I'm like, well, I mean, LeBron James has lost a couple times too. Like, let's not make it like the ultimate. That's why I'm like, but didn't he win one? Like, and then when they show, I'm like, hey, he did. And like he can't even really celebrate because like he's they said manic depressive. Like he has a scene, the great scene when the GM Bill Sharman comes to like visit him. He's just like laying on the floor. He's like, what does it all matter? We're all going to be dead anyway, covered in worms. Like, and that's why Bill Sharman's like, just quit then if you hate it so much. He's like, fuck you, I want my job. Like, right. And he gets up. he's like, play Magic Johnson. I don't want to fucking play. He's like, put him in the post. Then he's like, it's a great fucking idea. He just gets up. He's like, God damn! Like, all right, we'll put him in the fucking post. Like,
which happened in that '80s finals.
In that season, yeah. Well, I mean, especially when Kareem goes down, I remember that.
Yeah,
he plays center in the big game and they win, which is kind of what we'll be seeing, I think, in the next episode, because he steps down at the end of this one, realizing that he can't coach this team because he hates it so much, and his wife reminds him about it. Like, he's like, I forget what he tells her, like, oh, you think I fucking hate this shit. I don't want to keep doing this. And she's like, I don't want to ride that roller coaster with you, because he's again ultra competitive.
Hey, so he sound like this when they're relating to podcasts and stuff.
No, legit. I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking. It's me.
Yeah, no, like, the whole time.
Especially
I think I text you, bro.
The last 6 months, I'm like, oh my god, this man is me, because I'm like, I fucking hate doing this shit. God damn it, like.
But then when you do it, it's like, oh, okay.
Because I probably have something undiagnosed, and like all the outside factors, again, upbringing or whatever. But like, oh my god, this man is preaching. Like, he's like,
hey, once again, people, y'all think some podcasts just press record and everything's sweet. This shit probably rough.
Well, that's what's funny. And he's like, how come every time I ask for Spencer Haywood, I can't get him? He's like, he's too expensive. And then I think Chick Hearn, who's like a legendary Lakers star, is like, isn't he all that back to Africa? I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Are you talking about when they went to Kareem?
No, that scene was good though, when he was like, assalamu alaikum. Like,
yeah, and he sat next to Kareem, who was legit. Loved the Cap. I met Cap. He's a prick, but you can't do anything because
on the airplane set. That was amazing. And then Norm Nixon just storms into his tread that he tells Norm, you know what I'm going to say. He's like, fuck off.
True story.
And he's like, yes.
You mind if I tell you?
I knew that because Bill Simmons always talked about, like, you could never relate to Kareem just because he was like so standoffish.
Yeah, no, that's just shoot everybody.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, can I tell that story?
Good.
And I hate to name drop. This is probably the last time I'm gonna name drop everybody, but this is my life. So 2000, I want to say 17, 18, somewhere around that. If anybody is from LA or been in LA, it's it's off Santa Monica Boulevard. So it's like Century City. So Century City, that's what it is. The movie theater is AMC, right? The most popular movie theater. Like, everybody go up there. You know what I mean? Shannon Sharp and all them, because it's so close to Fox Studios. Like, Fox Studios is right off. God damn, what street is that? I can't think of the street, but Culver City, all that shit the same. No. Fox Studios is.
I can't remember. I just know the names. I don't know.
You know, Fox Studios is across the street from like a golf course, and the main street is Sepulveda.
Would that be Riviera by chance, or no?
It's the main studio though, but it's the main Fox studio. I worked there before on shows I don't want to, you know what I mean, give clout to, because they owe me some money. One of them.
New Girl, right?
No, just fuck that show. I hated working on that. I hated working on that. The Fox Studios people, they don't treat you well, like the 80s and shit like that. So that's why. Even me being part of the actual crew, the motherfuckers would talk to me. Discrimination, but can't really talk about that because, you feel me, just in case. But so I was at Century City and I was leaving. First of all, I saw the voice of Solid Snake there one time too. David Hayter. That wrote X-Men 2.
Wrote the first X-Men movies. I think he wrote the second and the first and the second, right? Yeah.
There you go. You know your
and
shit.
And I believe the story for Watchmen, not the screenplay.
Yeah. See, this is my tag partner. He be knowing his shit. But I seen him there. But I was looking weird when I seen him. This is another day, but I'm just going on a tangent. I looked at him and I was being weird because I was like, yo, that's Solid Snake. And I just seen him. But he was looking at me like, what the fuck? But I wanted to, like, yo, you know what I mean? That's one of my favorite franchises. So cut to another time I was there about Kareem. Seen him, right? And people passing by because it's Kareem.
Yeah.
Fucking no selling. I was like, man, I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. I'm going to just show love because.
Shake my hand.
I'm going to shake your hand.
Except he's like, all right.
Dog, shoot 7 foot. Fucking wingspan out here. I said, bruh, okay. So I was like, man, hey, fuck it. If he tell me to fuck off, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So I'm like, how you
Bam!
No, I thought he was. I was like, how you doing, Mr.
Don't forget, he fought Bruce Lee, so he probably has hands as well.
But that's God. He fought God.
Yeah.
He fought God, and God won.
We'll do Another Dragon one day.
No, we have to, bruh. That's
Game of Death.
movie all the time.
Game of Death. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's Game of Death, but Enter the Dragon, we got to just watch
Well,
that.
Game of Death is also great too. I watched that more growing up thinking Enter the Dragon. Because that's
right.
Game of Death is the tracksuit for Kill Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, but Enter the Dragon got Bolo. Bolo still swole. You know that, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Bolo steroids. Like,
No, they ain't no steroids. They ain't no steroids. They didn't have no steroids where he from, bruh. He for real from, where is he from? Southeast Asia, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think he's supposed to be Korean in Bloodsport, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he likes, I'll look it up, but he from Southeast Asia, but they ain't had no fucking steroids back then. Bro, that's all good. I was about to say fuck, he might not be Vietnamese. That's all good, like natural shit and push-ups, bro. Like legit, they didn't have no steroids back in the 60s.
He's a Hong Kong former competitive bodybuilder, martial arts film.
Yeah, he came up in the 60s, bro. In the 70s, they ain't had no fucking, well, steroid starts coming out in the 70s, but he ain't had
exactly.
no
See, no. He was definitely like the first test case for steroids.
Okay, you need to ask him because you can't be swole still at like 70 years old.
I didn't ask him someone that knows martial arts if they took.
Ask him.
Ask him because what's he gonna do?
I'm gonna do like Cal. What he said. Nobody gives a fuck about Jersey. Go down to Wilbon Street. Go down to Wilbon Street and say fuck Bolo.
So you met Kareem, and again, it was a shoot.
Yeah, no,
that's the whole thing about this show.
I said, Mr.
Jabbar.
I said.
Shit. What if you called him Lou Alcindor to be a real prick?
Oh no, he was slapping shit off. That's his slave name. You can't do that. So he was just like, I was like, how you doing, Mr. Jabbar? He was with somebody too, so I was kind of being rude, but he was talking to somebody. Woo, 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 woo. How you doing, Mr. Jabbar? Promise. He looked up for a second, and I said, let me get the fuck on. He was like, woo, woo, woo. I bet. And I left. That told me everything I need to know.
Get your fucking hands away from.
He don't fuck with nobody, bro. So that's the shit.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what, and we'll see. I think more going forward because, and him and Magic just really had like no relationship, right? They just played.
But yes, that's what Magic tried to force. You'll see in episode 3, and then you'll hear off court. Magic tried to force, because it's Magic. Like, Magic is actually cool. I've never met Magic, but everybody says he legit is a nice dude. Mm-hmm. And he be, you know what I mean? He had the Magic Johnson Theater, Magic Johnson TGI Friday, and Ladera Heights.
Yeah.
So he actually goes shake your hand and shit like that because he be in the community. Mm-hmm. So he is like just a personable person. So with him and Kareem, he just tried to form something, but Kareem is legit like, hey, I'm just here to play. That's it. And go home and listen to my fucking jazz.
Like, after Jerry West tells him, like, I'm going to help you out because since we traded Kermit Washington, that was probably after he fucking almost killed Rudy Tomjanovich with that fucking punch.
No, Rudy almost flatlines. That's not funny, but
no, they say it's the punch, and then he smashes his face on the court is what made it worse.
But it's more so the punch.
What was the combination of the two? But just like legit, like that's what
he fucked his jaw.
And you know what his karma was? Winning 2 titles as a coach. So like, who won in the end? Like.
But Rudy don't look the same. Rudy look like Herman Monster still.
Oh God! But no, Jerry West says like I'm gonna put Johnson in the post. You know he's gonna shit Staker and Lightning or whatever. He's like I'm gonna help you out because you've been getting your ass beat. And then he's like, tell me when training camp starts. He's like, that's it. He's like, that's a nice book. What is it? And he shows him. It's like, oh
yeah. But he had all that shit and had, you know what I mean? I'm not knocking it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, I mean the show starts off in the first episode like these are all the it's basically like this shit happened but it didn't happen because these are real people but some of these events might have not be realistic, and that's why I'm always like I don't fuck with biopics. That's why I haven't and won't watch King Richard because like I don't
if you don't watch that fucking movie.
No, but I'm saying like I don't know if like how much of this I can believe. Something like this I'm more open to because I'm like, I don't believe anything about this show. And that's why I enjoy it for the cartoon that it is. Because I'm like, I don't think there was any way Red Auerbach walked into the fucking forum and threw a fucking cigar on the ground in front of Jerry Buss after Jerry Buss tried to drop a pipe bomb on him.
So this is what I believe. Because you got to remember, that's an era where like the Jerry West said the men were the men, all that sexy shit. But it's like they not making no money. So it's no holds barred. This is before cameras everywhere. So why wouldn't they talk about this? These are the dudes who their parents come from the Great Depression. Or are they
Yeah,
from
so
the
again,
Great Depression?
tells the thing, like, you know, like I grew up in fucking Wyoming in the blistering cold, and again, he was a self-made man.
He said his stepfather, right, had him like hitting the
Shovel
pavement or something
snow,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah, because
shovel snow.
yeah,
Well, that's something like, and then him designing, what do you say, missiles for the government? Like he was a chemical science doctor or whatever.
it's true.
Because I know that's the thing. When I'm always like, when it's like Dr. Jerry Buss, I'm like, what the fuck? How did this man become a doctor and then have enough money to buy a fucking NBA team? But like most guys, like real estate, like that's what they like. And the good part about the first episode is him trying to sell off all the assets to buy the team, and then we see fucking young Jeannie Buss be like, which is just like the funny like red herring in a way, like
Red herring.
basically it's like I wonder like, or like Chekhov said, like we know how this is gonna go one day, and he had referenced like when the boys come back, it's like, oh, like the most incompetent son, Jimmy Buss, like
That fucking prick. He just like and Nelson, you gonna understand it. Just like James Dolan, who's the
Dude,
owner
yeah, it's very
of
simple, yeah.
the Knicks. The fucking hat. I hate that shit. Co-sign this with me, Nelson, if you in the chat still. The fucking hat with the big ass blazer on and the fucking shoe. Like they'll wear Jordans or some like teen Jordans.
I don't know if
I hate that fucking
James
look.
Dolan, James Dolan like has a kind of simple rich guy look. But yeah, Jimmy Buss dresses like, again, like the Mark Cuban, you know, like I'm money, so like I don't need a dress. I don't have to wear Balenciaga to show like I have money. I just can just wear whatever I want.
Can I cut a promo about that? Thank you, other Zell. Or is this Zell 2? This Zell 2? Other Zell is the one, all right, with the red hat. This is third Zell. All right, third Zell. Listen, this is why. So with Jeannie Buss, right? I'm listen to All the Smoke too, with Matt Barnes and Captain Jack Big Teeth having ass. She was on there last year. So she talked about, I'm gonna go back to what you said too. That's very fucking unfortunate. Yeah, he got dolphin teeth. Yeah, that's very unfortunate, Zell. Your team is
dolphin
ass.
teeth. Yeah, small multiple teeth. You're saying he's got like that.
That motherfucker. Like, you don't watch One Piece, so I can't use that reference.
I probably would get teeth like that if I had money, though.
He had the Roman Reigns teeth, but he born with them teeth.
No, he said he got his teeth knocked out. That's why he got fake teeth in.
Steven Jackson?
Yeah.
Why would you remember anything about Steven Jackson? See,
that's why I don't give a fuck. Hearing him on a pod, and he was talking about like how, like, I think he was running, and then like his teeth got knocked out. That's why he got all brand new teeth.
Knowing him, he always want to be a tough guy.
Well, maybe he's like the Lakers. Like, how much of this is true? How much of this is a work? Like, come on, man. Like,
okay, so going back to what you said, Dr. Buss was a chemical engineer. What did you say he was?
Like that, yeah.
So Jeannie said,
Magic Johnson's like, so what kind of doctor? He's like, chemical science. I built missiles for the government. He's like, and I'm like, fuck, because I really don't remember much about Jerry Buss. Like,
so that's, I think that's actually a shoot. I don't know if it's the whole government thing, but I know he in fact was like huge on numbers. So Jeannie said on that podcast, like her pops would know. He'll give you like, you'll give him like some geometry or some arithmetic. He'll know like this. So that's more than likely a shoot because he would know numbers like that. And I mean, obviously you'll see how they'll probably talk about how he did contracts back then with salary caps being poor before TV deals. Like Magic was the first player to have, like they said, what he's 10 million for like 1 year.
Like, well, the whole thing is like when he's trying to buy the team from Cook, he's like, I have this much in cash, this much in land deals. So I'm 15 million short or whatever. I mean, that's kind of like the Adam McKay trickery of like, let me explain the stuff that's not interesting, like what he did with the Big Short or whatever. Because that's his whole, that with like the breaking the camera to explain what's going on. He's more often doing that with Jerry Buss to be like, what I'm trying to show you and talk about. Because that's why he's like, when he's trying to negotiate the deal before he buys the team with Magic Johnson's like, I think I'm worth 5, and they agree to like 400,000 just for the rookie deal because everybody got paid, I think 450 or whatever it was. And then when he's talking, like in the budget meeting, when Jerry West is like, he's like, Jerry, what do you want? He's like, all you rich guys are the same. When it's time to pay, you don't want to pay, which is true in the NBA. That's why the Thunder traded James Harden, because they didn't want to pay to keep Serge Ibaka and James Harden. They picked Serge Ibaka over James Harden, which was Bill Simmons' whole thing. Like, just pay to have James Harden. That's why he was so pissed all those years about the Harden trade. The Harden trade is like, you got these small pieces that will never, and they didn't amount to anything James Harden ever did. And that's why that team had to fight so hard just to try to compete with the Warriors. But they've been willing to pay the luxury tax, which I think was on like $5 million more, which easy to say. It's not your $5 million, but it's like, if your goal is to win a title, pay the $5 million. If it's your goal to make money, then trade James Harden. It seems like Jerry Buss's thing is like, I'm willing to pay to win. That's what this second episode was kind of about, because he's like, this is the budget from last year.
Say it again. Like, say it again, Davis.
What?
I'm willing to.
Oh, you got to pay to win. I mean, if you really, I mean, that was the whole thing with the Bulls, right? The Last Dance, like.
Yeah, but shit, I love this conversation. By the way, this is definitely one of my favorite episodes ever. Even though I'm never gonna go back and listen, because I love talking about numbers and basketball and shit like this and random shit off the top of the head, because I'm good at this. Well, we're great at this.
But for them to go for the 4-peat, they were gonna have to pay Jordan, try to still keep Phil Jackson, and then pay Scottie Pippen too, right? Yeah.
Well, Pippen was the main priority, because with Jordan was making enough, even though he was like the 4th, if not 10th player in the league making less. So this is when players were getting like $20 million, but he was making like 20.3. Everybody else is kind of making a little bit more than that. I think at the time, the highest paid player was Chuck wasn't, because he was already on the down end. I think Pat. Somebody correct me in the chat if you're listening. Who was the highest paid player?
Wouldn't it have been Shaq, because he just got in LA?
Yeah, because he made the first $100 million Jerry West. Once again, that's Jerry West.
That's the thing about Jerry West. I forgot. Like, for him to get so angry in these, because he doesn't want to draft Magic Johnson, he wants Sidney Moncrief, who went on to be like an all-time defensive point guard in NBA history, right? And
defense shit. He averaged the most points in.
Well, no, but I remember like Michael Jordan is like, to go up against Sidney Moncrief. Like, if I could hold my own against Sidney Moncrief, I'm doing a good job. Like, the one thing I remember,
three-time defensive player of the year.
Yeah, but what that reminded me of was he was the one who's like, no, we got to keep Klay Thompson and not trade him for Kevin Love. Like, there was that sort of, like, he stood on the table, was like, we are not making this trade. We are going to keep him, because he saw like Kevin Love isn't going to add anything. Like, we can have two shooters that no one can ever have ever again. That's why and I can see him being the madman then. Of like, are you fucking stupid? We got Steph fucking, all he's got to do is be fucking healthy and we can fucking win it. Like,
no, he's a savant when it comes to the genius of that. It's what I just said.
He doesn't see what he sees in Magic, except he doesn't see it in Magic Johnson, or maybe not that way, because he's not willing to.
Nobody did.
True, because that's why he was the 6'9" point guard. That's why he's like, I don't need fucking power forward masquerade as a ball handler. Like,
but they made one of those. So then everybody after that, like the LeBrons, the Tyreek Evans, it's just like, you're a point forward. They made that term up because of the LeBrons, Tyreek Evans, and who did you just say? Because I'm thinking of one more player they try to get at. Oh, like Ben Simmons. So it's like that. It's like, you're not really a point guard, but we could put you there. Magic Johnson, from the time he played basketball, that's excluding endorsements. Thank you, Thursday.
Well,
so Magic Johnson is from the sorry. Let me just get this point across. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So from the beginning to the end of his career was a point guard first. He just could play the 5. He could play the 4 because he fucking 6'9". You feel me? But otherwise than that, he was always a pure point guard.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unfair that he was 6'9" and everybody else was 6'1", 6'2". Like John Stockton was like legit 6'2". They actually said John Stockton is taller what he's listed at. Legit. Like, I think even Steven Jackson, somebody said TV doesn't do John Stockton justice. Like, he's actually bigger than what
smaller.
He looks smaller on TV, but he's portrayed. Because you don't average.
Literally every other guy on the Dream Team was a giant.
That's the reason why. And then you don't get he's number 1 in steals all time. That's never going to be passed up, by the way. And then his assists, he's number 1 in assists. I don't think nobody's going to pass that up, but still, I think that steals.
LeBron took 2, and he'll take that. He'll take Kareem's spot.
That's still crazy. We might have to talk about that.
We might talk about as the show goes on, but I was going to say, like, the thing with what Magic Johnson created, like you said, you listed Ben Simmons, that like positions don't matter. It's the archetype. You're either a shooter, a ball handler, a rebounder, or a scorer. And a shooter, and and kind of in the sense now, like you only shoot from behind the arc. I mean, because
they got
now everyone
now.
Well, I'm saying like at the end of the day, what's your strongest trait? Because that's the whole thing about Donald Glover. Was like he was going to try to rap, sing, act, write, and direct.
Which he can't do.
Which he can, but how many is he actually great at?
The music is pretty good. Not bad. It's pretty good because the internet, I feel like, is a classic. His acting is actually pretty damn good. His writing is all right. I like 30 Rock. I like 30 Rock, but
he only did like a few episodes of that. But like he created Atlanta, wrote and directed most of it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so with someone like Giannis, not like, is he a good shooter? Better than he was. Is he a good passer? Yeah. Is he a good rebounder? Fuck yeah. Is he a good scorer? Yeah, because now he can drive to the lane and all that. And so I think you had to develop all the skill sets. Same thing like wrestling. You see Keith Lee, and Dominic Dijakovic, Damian Priest, big guys that have to fly around and do that. But then you see someone like Zack Sabre Jr., you think, oh, he'd do the flippy shit because he's a skinny, tall guy. Like, no, he
real quick
doesn't even go to the top rope. Like it's everything else. Like you either have a simple skill set or you multi-tool skill set.
Yeah, no, you're right. And you'll see how me and he might be the Jerry West of this wrestling shit. Yo dad being math. How when we watch, I won't say the team because we're not burying them. And I actually am fans of them. But we talked about how, and I think I told you how the big man works like a lucha.
Yeah.
Like why? So you get these once in a lifetime players. There'll never be another Giannis. That bro, that's it. Magic Johnson, that's it. You got Joel Embiid. There'll be another Joel Embiid. There'll definitely be. But it's the Joel Embiid thing. It's like, bro, like you said, what are you good at? Because it's like he could play inside, outside. His defense is cool. He just big as a motherfucker. Like that's another player that TV don't do him justice. He about 7'2", 260. But it's like, what's your asset? And that's what people were asking him, Chuck and Shaq, like 2 years ago. And that's why he got better because they was like, yo, stay inside. Don't be out there and shoot.
Well, so why are you trying to do all the extra shit? Just, there's nothing wrong with the basics, which is like it's kind of the thing with Wardlow, somewhat like Wardlow should just wrestle like a big power guy. Like he shouldn't go up to the top and worry about doing a fucking 450 or
you absolutely right. But that's that. And I hate that I'm cutting you off, but it's just like we having a hell of a conversation and I don't want to lose my train of thought, even though I don't. I just be having 1,001 thoughts. It's just maybe we in a tweener era for all type of athleticism because
literally everything. Like you can't just do a podcast; you have to do everything else. Like again, you can't just be a star on TV. You have to do influencers, everything. Music. People have to. Again, you literally have. That's why again, for some of my podcast, you literally have to do it all on every platform in a way to grow. And it might be your strongest suit. It might not be, but like. We're in the era like you have to be the 5-tool player, even if you're only good at one of the tools.
Yeah, by default. And that's probably based on, like with Magic, it's a reason as to why the point forward is now a key term. Because it's like, damn, bro, I can't just be a point guard. No, as we seen the point guards like John Morant, they fucking shooting guards. They just play the one. Like I would love to ask Jerry West about that, but he'd probably be cool with it. But Jerry West, like you said, with the whole Kelly Thompson thing, I remember that trade too was about to happen. That's before they got Steve Kerr. So I want to say that's 2014.
It's right before they get Steve Kerr, yeah.
Yeah, so Mark Jackson was still the coach. So 2014.
Well, I think he might have just gotten fired because they get Steve Kerr in the fall of, this basically the summer of 2014 because they win the title in 2015.
Yeah. So, no, I remember that vividly because he lives in San Diego. They was like, yo, can you feel me? Can you come down here for an interview? Get on the jet. I didn't even know you can get on the jet.
He had turned down the Knicks job already, and he had said these because he saw the right. He's like, if they're willing to keep Klay Thompson, that's the better job.
Well, Mark Jackson, he doesn't get his flowers. It's been 8 years. I'm gonna give him his flowers.
He had two really good seasons, but again, he wasn't playing Draymond.
Yeah, he hated Draymond for some reason because they don't even. You could tell it's heat because they barely talk about each other.
But that's what made Steve Kerr so good is that he was like, no, we gotta play this guy. And then, I mean, he also did other stuff too. I'm not going to say like Mark Jackson did all the work he did. Mark Jackson did a lot I said he deserves credit for taking the team to the playoffs 2 times, considering where they were before.
Yeah.
But it's just that Steve Kerr was better in the aspect well, to really win, this guy needs to play.
But you know what it is too, real quick. So I think somebody said this before. Like you got Avery Bradley, not Avery Bradley, I'm trippery. Avery Johnson that won Coach of the Year the same time that Dirk won MVP. I swear that was 2007. And if it's 2007, I'm scared because I remember way too much shit. Like I said, I'd be scaring myself how much shit I remember.
And then they got upset in the first round by the Waverly Warriors with Stephen Jackson and them teeth.
See, and I didn't even think about that multiverse. But I say all that to say the point guards that weren't that good make for great coaches. Now, Magic, he coached the Lakers when he had to, his second retirement. He coached the Lakers, right?
They're terrible.
Yeah, but this is what the great Bomani Jones said. Shouts out to Bomani Jones, too. Who's one of
the He's got a show on HBO. You want to talk to him about that?
Yeah. Well, we're going to be business partners
together. We're going to be on game theory?
We'll be on there. Because we got to, look, we're going to really get into some nerd shit. You better get you better get that Bill Simmons book together. Because we really going to talk. But he's one of the reasons why I started podcasting years ago, too. So, but no, he said this, and it's been known. So you see how Magic talking shit, right?
Yeah.
You see how Jerry West was grabbing up Norm Nixon?
I don't forget Norm Nixon embarrasses Magic Johnson. He's like, you can't really shoot. You should probably go back to school. He's intimidating him. Again, that's the whole point of how many rookies are good right away versus raw potential versus a guy that's already established. That's the whole can Kentucky beat the Bobcats, the worst team in the NBA versus the worst team in
remember that shit. That was
college, or Alabama versus the Lions. Who would win? And Najee Harris, who plays for the Steelers and is from the same place I am in California, he said my team in Alabama would lose to the worst team in the NFL.
It's faster in the NFL. That's why. Just like the NBA,
faster, bigger. It's and every year, and it's smarter too. You literally know everything. It's just again, the competition in the NFL is so tough because everyone is on the same where they have the extra advantages of being smarter. So that's what makes you learn and adapt. And the thing about will be coming up. So Jerry West steps down. Tonight's episode will probably be the hiring of Paul Westhead, who again wins
your boy
Jason Segel of How I Met Your Mother and Forgetting Sarah Marshall, who was again an LA native.
No, I'm thinking about Pat Riley.
No, Pat Riley plays Adrian Brody.
Your man.
I fucking hate Adrian Brody.
God. You never really talked as to why you really hate him.
Well, when I see him as Pat Riley, one of the fucking most swaggiest men in history. We'll talk about it, but Paul Westhead, I remember he had that great 30 for 30 about him at Loyola Marymount in the fast-paced offense with Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball, and how the reason he got shit canned in Los Angeles is because Magic Johnson didn't want to play the fast tempo offense. Mm-hmm. He wanted to slow it down. That's where we'll be seeing going forward. But he won the title with them, and then they fire a guy who won the title. Just that's just how it goes. And then Pat Riley comes in and is willing to play it that way. And he's also a former Laker. I think that's that gets forgotten about. But we'll be talking about the show and probably basketball that goes along with it simultaneously as they're in that timeline. But Banks has got to get going, so we're gonna be wrapping up.
No, we straight. If you want to talk some more, we can talk some more.
I wanted to keep this one of our shorter ones yet.
What team? I remember Norm played. He's a Clipper great. There's only 5 of them. But I was trying to see what college he went to because I thought he went to UCLA, but it wasn't. He went to what the fuck college is it?
And they'll be introducing fucking Byron Scott soon. Kurt Rambis soon.
Probably. Hey, Byron Scott, Inglewood legend. Shouts out. Morningside.
That'll be funny. Again, Bo Burnham was supposed to be playing Larry Bird, but I didn't hear that he dropped out. They replaced him with someone because when they showed Larry Bird for that brief second, when he's the white, and then Magic Johnson is black, black. I'm like, what the hell? But they're right. They're like Larry Bird, hard worker, great guy. It's well, yeah, that's code for white.
Dude, and you know what's so fucked up about that? Magic came from a better household than Larry Bird.
Well, again, and he beat him in college. It's that's which is as great as Larry Bird was at the end of the day. Magic Johnson had his number,
because
5-3.
Because with Larry, right? You've heard the stories about Larry. Isaiah Thomas is Isaiah Thomas. He a hate motherfucker. I love Zeke, but he a hate motherfucker. He from the West Side. He can't help it. So with Bird, it's so many bird stories. Like people's, you be like the white player, but after a while, everybody's like, this motherfucker's just good. Like I watch. Oh, this is what I do during the off season when it's not cracking in wrestling, which it kind of is right now. Can't hold you. Like I still got to watch the New Japan Cup. I'll be done by next year.
I didn't know that Shima was in the New Japan Cup. I was like, what?
Dog, it's
and
so
then
hard.
Kazuchika Okada beat him right after I commented. And I was like, oh, that's a shame.
I know Okada going dummy in the New Japan Cup. I think he got some new knees.
This doesn't make sense. He's the champion. Why are you making the champion go far in the tournament to crown the number one contender? Like,
it's Japan wrestling.
That's why I'm like, no, that's when
Japanese wrestling is you gonna work.
Oh no, I know. We'll talk about Misawa. Well, that's what we'll do.
Misawa,
because I'm like looking up Misawa matches to watch, and it's like him versus Kabashi.
You ever see that? You ever see that suplex that he did?
I've seen the highlights of him and
underhook
Kabashi. Yeah, tiger suplex to the outside. And that's for like the 20th time they face each other one-on-one, and I'm like, don't you ever get tired of this shit? Like,
it's just like me being. I talked about it before on here. Mike Awesome is one of my favorite workers ever, even though
him and Masato Tanaka, yeah. But yeah, I mean, and we're getting Naito Okada again. Like, isn't this like the eighth time in 4 years you guys have been going at it? But that's WWE TV. That's WWE TV in the same week. I mean,
it's been a year. Like my son Naito he come out. You know, he be having a big ass gang grill jackets on them, jackets. They glittered up. He be walking out, fucking eye be this one. I think he cockeyed or something. His eye be this one.
No, he just does a weird thing with that so he can do that. And then the whole time it's like my knees.
Dog, Naito seemed like he cool. He might got some injuries, but he seemed like he's straight. And Naito, what, 40, 42, something like that?
That's the crazy thing. And they like Tanahashi's the same. And he was like, I can tape this elbow up. I got a match. It's like, motherfucker, slow down. Like, you and I are gonna film something where we're just gonna throw forearms at each other, be banks versus Davis.
Yeah, he's 39 years old, almost 40. He don't look bad though. Like he definitely got some injuries. They all got injuries. No, they all do, they just no sell it. Like
it's that fighting spirit.
Ibushi is my favorite worker, and he has been for the past 3 years. Dog, he might be cooked because he was supposed to come back for the cup.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago they said you got no fucking body. Like, bro, everything.
That's why when they slap him, he's just like, he just can't feel pain anymore. It's just like.
Did you see the spot that took him out?
The botch, well, not botch, because he just landed wrong on the Phoenix Splash, right? Yeah, I think I've only seen that once, like the Big E thing, where like I don't want to watch that again because it's like,
yeah. He'll be 40 and.
That's what's fucking crazy.
Nobody is young except for.
Oh no, except Okada.
Yeah, I think Okada is the only. Yeah, he might be the. Because Mitsuru Suzuki, he about to be. 48.
That's the real reason we should go to New Japan and Dallas is to see fucking.
I don't want to see him go against no fucking. That
you like Chris Dickinson?
Karrion Kross? No, I think he's supposed to go against Karrion Kross.
No, I think that's in Chicago.
Okay, let's go.
I'm actually looking for. I like Karrion.
He's 53.
Kross as a wrestler. Damn.
Yo, how the fuck do they? Well, never mind. I don't want to get into that. I'm like, how do they live the old like American wrestlers? I know why. They stay away from fucking steroids and drugs.
They probably did only like a small percentage of steroids.
I don't think so, bro. Because how they built? They not built like.
I think
it's
built
this
in that
shit,
weird.
Bro.
We'll do. No, that's it. They have like no abs, but it's like a solid chest. Like it's just a boulder that's like been kind of smoothed down, but it's just like when you feel it, it's like, oh my god, my hand's gonna shatter. Like
I'm gonna show you what workouts they do. So they do.
Oh, they all do like the squats and like shit with the neck to have it again. Because if you're gonna land on your neck 18 times, you gotta fucking.
Yeah, they do the calisthenics, like the prison workouts. They do that shit.
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing.
This is what makes you tough.
Hey, brother. This how I got this frame because I haven't been able to go to the gym the past 2 weeks because of work. So I'll be at 500 push-ups, 5 miles, brother. Yeah, this is what gets you the calisthenics. He also has no knees.
No, he's got better. He's got better knees than he did before. But yeah.
Well, he killed somebody if he wasn't listening.
Okay. Murder.
It is.
You are a murderer. Yeah, that's why I tweeted 2 weeks ago when he did that table spot. I'm like, man, you're gonna be 63 in 2 weeks. The fuck are you doing?
But see,
Steve, what the fuck are you doing, Steve?
Mr. Borden has been known. He been known to use the gimmick. He just not with the steroids. You feel me? But
No, he did steroids too. I told like Bill.
no, he definitely did. Like, bro, what the fuck? It was like right here. The motherfucking traps was right here. Him and that. I don't want to disrespect the dead, but Jim Hellwig. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how the fuck did Steve Borden outlive his peers, bro? And he was doing the same shit. Maybe religion is the key. Maybe I need to find Jesus because he outlived everybody. But am I wrong though? He outlived. He was doing all the same shit. Not the
Ric, you know what I mean? Ric Flair's still kicking.
Ric Flair sold this soul.
I mean, I think he's also a guy that's light on the Lord, much like that racist piece of shit Hulk Hogan, where he's like, God, man, God, brother, why, God, brother? Like,
there go another one. He religious now, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to offend nobody, so I'm gonna chill out.
I always like
because you know who I love.
I don't think,
and he admitted that. I don't know if he listened to this, you know what I mean, but still.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
I don't know if he listened to it, but yeah. No, we're gonna definitely see him.
But no, it's that thing where I don't like same thing. Like I don't think I could date a woman that loves God because I'm like, how are you gonna love God and me? Come like especially at the same time. This don't make sense. Like
you stupid bastard. That's how it's supposed to work. What are you talking about? And I hate to call you a stupid bastard because that's disrespectful. But
well, fuck you.
Yo, you don't think a woman can love you and Jesus?
No.
She loved Jesus. Hey, she loved Jesus, but she didn't learn a lot from
Satan.
That's
what I want.
Satan.
That's why I had to do Kanye West because it's.
Yo, I've been listening to that album all weekend, bro. I gotta put that episode up too.
That's what we'll be doing one day. Like I said, not anytime soon, but because again, you my sensation. But well, like I said, we'll stop there. We'll be talking about winning time going forward. So I'll probably be on the docket next week. Like you said, we might be not next week because again we got the Oscars next Sunday with a very special guest, and we might be doing Wrestling Verse, but then we're in Dallas, and who knows what we'll be doing there? If we'll be potting or dying or whatever.
Maybe both, but we definitely gonna be. I mean, I got a high intake level, so I'm definitely not gonna be.
So I'll be dead. I'll be leaving in a.
I'm not gonna be dead because I could drink a lot. So
yeah,
I'm about to be out there. Nah, you straight now because you don't build up a tolerance. You just got to start.
No, I have no. I have not built up.
I'm about to build my tolerance back up this week. I'm about to definitely build my tolerance this week.
One shot. I'm like,
no, that's because you mix Bacardi and what you mix again?
No, literally, if anything, I'll just be like,
no, fool, but you still mix Bacardi and Henny or something. They said
it was Remy Martin and Crown.
Oh, that's hell, motherfucking no. That's
anything. I'll just be like,
you can drink. You Irish. That's why I could probably drink a lot.
I can't though. I can't do it.
Shit, I'm about to build up my tolerance. I'm about to be out there. Yeah.
No, you just be like, you're gonna do that. Can I go watch it? We just throws like the one hand up.
Brother, watch this, ladies. What he said when he was cutting that promo with Jay Lethal. Woo! You down there too, the fat one.
You that fat one.
I could kiss the girls and make them cry. Even that fat one right there. Yeah, I'm talking to you, honey.
That's it for this week.
We might have to record in person drunk.
God, that'd be a terrible idea.
No,
remember we talked about doing an episode high? I was like, I never smoke.
Oh no, you won't. I got you.
But
I got you. You let me know.
Let's wrap it up before this goes.
No, we straight.
Into a further downward spiral. But Banks versus Davis, as you're watching on YouTube every single week. If it's not live, it's been recorded, but stay subscribed, like, share, recommend. Spotify and Apple Podcasts, where you can hear it audio-wise. So if you can't watch and if you're at work, What's on there? Where can I find you? Don't do it. Come on, don't do it. You gotta do the best.
Y'all can find me at
Or
I am
if you
not
gotta do
Banks.
that. It's time. It's time.
Oh shit. That's what I gotta do. I might have to get a Vader shirt somehow if I can't.
Well, you know what we'll do? In Dallas, we'll watch Masala Vader and then reenact it.
That's gonna be you and John Stud. That's gonna be you and John Stud.
Compton.
I definitely need a Vader shirt to represent out there. It's only right, man. Hey, LA, we made it, baby.
We'll make Compton's own Leon White. That'll be a shirt.
Damn, the phone's is tapped. Somebody about to do it.
Yeah, someone. Yeah.
Fuck it. Anyhow, hey, y'all can find me at I am not Banks on all social media platforms. You feel me? I go stupid on the TikTok right now. I got to respond to a young woman's TikTok on there. She sent me a message. You feel me? She is of age. I could tell because she got a kid. She got a lot of tattoos, and she definitely cook like this. She definitely know how to make goddamn black eyed peas and cornbread from scratch.
So
When she got that little
recipes?
dip in her elbow, she definitely know how to cook. The motherfucking pot just. She definitely, you know what I mean, with the smothered chicken. So you feel me? I am not Banks on Twitter, IG, TikTok, but more importantly, the BVD pod right there. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hey, when we get to 150, if we get to 150 by next week, which might happen, which is crazy. If we get to 150 by next week, we gonna have a special guest on there, but I might give y'all a bonus episode, even if Davis ain't. I might just give y'all some random ass stories if we get to 150.
It's up to you. I mean, again, it's Banks versus Davis, so
Yeah.
you can follow me on Twitter at Davis, aka Drip, Instagram daviscoltondc. Keep tuning in. As you can see, we had a hell of a time talking about HBO content. You know what? I'm watching another HBO Max show right now, The Sex Lives of College Girls, which sounds like a Cinemax show, but it's not. It's actually really good.
What is it about?
Women in college.
Hey, HBO, put me on that show.
You just said women of age. Like you. What are you? I'm getting out of here now. Every time you post like this is my work, I'm like, well, you think you look good? Like,
hell yeah. No, I'm just doing that. Hey, RIP to the bad guy. This is why I'm doing this.
Women of Dallas, beware.
No, don't say that because they're gonna think I'm about to be on some free bullshit. Consensually. They think I'm about to be on some free bullshit. Hey. But yeah, be aware because I'll be talking. You feel me? I get close to
it. Here we go.
Like a phone, like your ear. Like, hey.
Yeah, you can be, hey girl, where you from, girl?
Hey, cuz. You ever been to Vermont?
I'm from Compton, girl. Where you from, girl?
All right, that's it.
Here, see, now how's it feel? How